to the richest people.
Good evening. We're bringing you live pictures now from Strasbourg from the opening of the European Parliament's plenary session. Today's proceedings fall on the 30th anniversary of the single market, which has enabled the free movement of people and goods across the EU since 1993. In today's session, the Parliament's President Roberta Metsola is going to pick up on the Qatar Gate scandal. The Assembly is set to eject two lawmakers who are in connection with the scandal after Belgian prosecutors demanded that their parliamentary immunity be lifted.
Apie Europos viziją, Europos teisingumą, apie tai, kas apibrėžia mūsų bendrąją europinę misiją ir šį Europos parlamentą yra išskirtinės. Davidas paliko mums visiems savo projektą, savo paskutinėme viešajame pasisakyme. Jis kalbėjo apie Europą kaip apie vilties projektą, apie projektą, kuris turėtų sujungti mus visus, kuris įkūnija mūsų vienybę, mūsų vertybės ir mūsų civilizaciją. Prieš 1 metus šiame parlamente aš pažadėjau, kad mes tęsime jo palikimą ir žinau, kad mes išlaikysime šį pažadą. Šiandien mes taip pat gedime mūsų kolegos Miroslavo Šišo, kuris mirė gruodžio 29 dieną. Norėčiau, mėly kolegos, kad atsistotume ir pagerbtume jį tylos minute.
Thank you.
Dėkoju.
It has been 120 days since
Praėjo 120 dienų nuo tada, kai moterys, vyrai, studentai, akademikai ir daugelis kitų Irane išėjo į gatves
demanding respect for their right to live free. Those standing up in Iran have inspired the world, and I want to tell them that we will not leave them alone. I've just come from a rally outside where
Ką tik grįžau iš demonstracijos, kur pakartojau mūsų raginimą tarptautiniai bendruomeniai ryžtingai atsiliepti į terorizmą, kurį pradėjo režimas Irano žmonių atžvilgiu. Mes turėtume sustabdyti Irano už tuos, kurie
to see free people held forever in chains, those who provide drones used to kill Ukrainians to be held accountable. The people on the streets are on the right side of history, and they will make history, and we will stand with them as they do. Dear colleagues, these last days saw again a series of indiscriminate strikes by Russia against people in Ukraine. We saw how residential buildings were targeted, women, children massacred. The images of Dnipro will haunt forever all those who saw them, all those who were forced to live through them. The bravery and resilience of the Ukrainian people should be an example to all. They have shown the world that might does not equal right, that terror will not break Ukrainian spirits. We will continue, Europe will continue to support Ukraine, politically, humanitarily, militarily and financially. The €18 billion financial package that this House voted for will begin to be dispersed this week. Our Generators of Hope campaign is in full swing with towns, villages, cities, all doing their part to help power Ukraine. I'm so proud of our response, and I know that we will stand with Ukraine for as long as it takes. I also wanted to speak about the decisions needed on measures in this House to increase integrity, independence and accountability. This European Parliament prides itself on its openness, its accessibility and its defence of legislating in the public eye. We are not in some imaginary ivory tower. The principle of openness builds trust is one that we hold dear and that we defend, and any abuse or misuse of the tools that we created for this purpose must be addressed strongly, systematically and with any potential weaknesses addressed. The events of the past month have led to a need to rebuild trust with the European citizens that we represent. We must acknowledge this, and citizens rightly demand accountability and integrity. We will respond. I promised you last month that we will come back with a proposed series of reforms. With group leaders, we have agreed on a first step approach on a number of points that can go a long way. This is the beginning, not the end. We will start with measures that can be implemented quickly while starting the process for a longer-term reform, and consultations will continue across the board. As a starting point, we will look at how we can implement a revolving door policy, at how we can ensure more transparency, of how we can improve accountability and checks of interest representatives, of how we can better control who has access to our premises. We will ask for more transparency also when it comes to those representing third countries and their interests, and from former members. We will shine a brighter light on what we do as members, with more and clearer information being made available to the public. We will enforce rules that disallow any activities that could create confusion with official European Parliament activities, particularly when it comes to interaction with third countries. We will do more to ensure that the public has clear information on our financial declarations, and we will ensure more training on whistleblowing and compliance. We will boost measures that will propose to boost the fight against corruption and on how we can push back against foreign interference. We will strengthen our systems, address any shortcomings and be honest and open throughout this process. And we will do all of this while protecting the freedom of our mandate as elected representatives. We will not hinder that. We will do the opposite, and do so while highlighting the important, crucial role played by MEPs in European decision-making and our role in making the lives of Europeans a little bit safer, a little bit fairer, a little bit more equal. Our House is the embodiment of European parliamentary democracy, and I need your help to ensure that the pillars holding it up are strengthened. We owe this to our citizens, to all those who came before and to all those who will come after. Thank you. We will move now to the adoption of the agenda. The session, as adjourned on the 15th of December, is reopened. I give the floor for a point of order to Mr. Dominic Cruz de Veza. Seats 379. Go ahead, Dominic.
Querida Presidenta,
Dear President, I wanted, in line with Rule 195 of the European Parliament, that we could just draw the attention.
Roberta Metsola, who held a minute of silence there at the beginning of the session, which marks a year since former President David Sassoli died at the age of 65. Metsola also addressed the humanitarian crisis in Iran and the Qatargate scandal and reforms that will be put in place to stamp out corruption and foreign interference. Stay tuned as we will return to the news bulletin, and be sure to check out our website euronews.com. Thanks.
Italy's most wanted mafia boss, Matteo Messina Denaro, is arrested in Sicily.